Hello guys, welcome back in. This is Energetic Rebel Astrology and I'm Sarah, and welcome to the last day of 2022. So I don't know about you guys, but I took some time off this month to really recalibrate and to really recenter. Spending a lot of time. I'm on day, I believe this is 20 or 20, I think today's 21 days straight of an hour of meditation daily. I'm doing a 100-day meditation challenge. I highly recommend this. It's life-changing, it's life-supporting, it's energy stabilizing, and it just brings so much peace and calm. And spending a lot of time also doing just soft movements, like really stepping into the feminine energy. So a lot of yoga, just a lot of intentional movement, intentional breath work. And I'm going to be sharing a lot more of this with you guys here because I'm really being called to step back into teaching yoga and being called to support the work that I do here with the cards and with astrology. So that being said, tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time, so 12 noon, January 1st, 2023, Whitney and I, we are going to be hosting a webinar. It'll be about a 90-minute to an hour and 20 minutes, so an hour and a half to 2-hour webinar. And it's $25. You can sign up. The link is in the community tab here, but I'll also place it in the description box below this video for ease. And it will be recorded, so if you can't attend live, you can still get the recording and watch it as many times as you would like. We're going to include a meditation. We're going to include some exercises you can do to really intentionally set you up for 2023. We're going to be breaking down each month. So this is called our launch pad webinars, and we'll be doing one monthly. Usually we'll do it at the end of the month to prepare for the next month, but because this is the new year, calendar-wise, we wanted to actually do it on the 1st of January. So please join us. And if not, we'll be excited to see you on the recording. We're excited to meet with you there in any way, shape, or form. But we're very excited. This is the first of many to come. We'll be doing other webinars and other classes throughout the year, but this is something that has been birthed over the past 3 months between her and I. And really, this idea and this concept of wanting to support the collective in a way that allows you to move through your growth and you to become a self-healer and you to fully support yourself. So we are just so excited. So Launchpad starts tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Again, feel free to join. You can watch the recording. We'd love to have you live, and we'll be doing Q&A, meditation, and much more. Okay. We're also going to be talking about the astrology of 2023 and why the first few months are extremely important and are going to shift us individually and as a collective. All right, guys, so let's get started. So this is going to be a wrapping up the year. It's a wrap up of 2022 reading. And I haven't really been called to do readings over the past few weeks because probably much like yourselves, I've really been called to rest and to recoup and to really become still within myself. And we know as healers that, and as teachers and as guides, that the work that we're doing, we can only support others if we're supporting ourselves. So I hope that you've been doing much of the same here. I hope you had great Christmas, Hanukkah, Happy New Year, all of the love. And let's look into just a summary of this year. So I'm not sure if I'll pull out a tarot deck. I haven't really decided. This is kind of a go with the flow kind of energy that I am in, very much so, almost to the point where time doesn't really matter, which is actually really freeing. So let's take a look here, guys. I'm going to pull some cards from the Work Your Light Oracle. And what I do want to discuss is I originally was going to do the year-long, the annual readings here on YouTube. They're going to be pretty time and energy consuming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a short reading for each of the signs here, just a short description, like 5 to 10 minutes for the year, like a summary. And then I'll be doing a much longer variation over on Patreon for each of the signs. So I'll start doing those here within the next couple of weeks, okay? As well as the January monthly readings that you can expect here. All right, guys, so let's take a look here. We're going to start with the Work Your Light Oracle. So as we come to an end, as we bring a cycle to completion here at the end of 2022. We give thanks and gratitude, and we also admit that there were challenges. There were highs, there were lows, there were tears, there was laughter, there was joy, there was sadness, there was heartbreak, there was grief, there was everything in between, right? It was a year of everything. We were still building the foundation, right? 2019, 2020, 2021. Well, really, 2019 was in preparation for 2020 through 2022. And 2023 signals a brand new beginning. And I'll be doing a special dedicated video for that tomorrow. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher, get grounded. Yeah, this is exactly the energy that I was just talking about. So 2022 here, as we wrap it up, what's really coming through to me is this was a year of exponential growth, both individually and collectively. And I'm involved in this incredible group, actually a couple groups right now. And one of my teachers, he has this incredible exercise, and a couple of us split off to start doing it regularly, along with dedicating the hour of meditation. So we're doing these exercises where it really helps to support your manifestations. And there were 4 of us on this call, and what came through was that despite the challenges of 2022, everyone has, we've been called to slow down over the past several years and to really look within. But it doesn't mean that everybody's answering the call. So yes, lots of people have woken up to the truth, and lots of people have changed their lives and shifted, but not everyone has done so. So for those of you who may identify as being like a part of a twin flame couple, and you'll know from my other channel, Energetic Rebel, that I've really disconnected from the label, but I know some people still identify as a twin flame. And if that's the case, this is probably a fairly quiet year for many, not all, in terms of communication. And you might have even seen, like in the 3D, it could have appeared as though there was a regression. So for those of you who are single and just working on yourself, you were really called to get grounded within yourself. And this is the only way to really have survived the past year, right? Or even the past 3 years, 2020 through 2022, is to get grounded. We are empathic. We are highly sensitive. I'll bet many of you are INFJs like myself. And it's so important that we connect with ourselves, to connect with our energy centers here, and connect with nature and animals, and find ways that really assist you in clearing your energy field. This is going to become more and more important as we step into 2023. Now, 2023, 2024, 2025, the next 3 years are going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to see so much spiritual growth on this planet, and we're going to see developments that appear because of that, because the creative brain in everyone has really been awakened. And I know it's probably felt like the last 6 months of 2022 felt really challenging, or you felt like you were slowed down, or things were brought to a halt, or things just weren't moving forward. Especially those of you who were entrepreneurs, who work for yourself, you might have felt really like, what is happening here? I heard this expressed from many clients, and I experienced that myself, because we were called to step in and to detach from everything that the ego felt like it needed, whether that be money, whether that be clients, whether that be a car, whether that be clothes, whether that be getting your hair done, all of these things that are the body, but not the soul. We don't take those things with us when we leave the body. We shed the body, and we shed all of the things that the body was attached to. And so we've really been called to get down to the nitty gritty of who we are, and to really reconnect, or maybe for the first time connect with self in a manner that is consistent with your spiritual growth. Now, Sisterhood of the Rose is an interesting card to receive. This is speaking of the divine feminine essence in all of us, the high priestess energy. She is the knower, she is the seer, she is the divine feminine. And she's walking this path of a mystic, of a guide, of a teacher, of a guru. And I don't use that word lightly, by the way. I think there's few gurus that we have encountered in this world. I think there's a lot of people who identify themselves as a guru, but I think that there's only been really a handful throughout time, but that's just my opinion. But a lot of us are teachers and guides, yes. And in addition, we are leaders, right? We are part of the leadership, but we have to do so through the lens of the feminine energy, through beauty and devotion, rather than through force. And so I think one of the things that's coming through here is, again, the need to have slowed down in 2022, especially the last 6 months. You might have felt like you were pretty gung-ho the first 6 months, By June, things would have slowed down pretty tremendously. And that can be challenging for a lot of people. Because for a lot of people, that slow down energy, that kind of rewinding energy just didn't really mesh with your desires or or your goals, or, like, how do I meet my goals if I just have to sleep all the time? So interesting. Give me a second, guys. I need to do something. Okay, I'm back. Apologize. Okay. So interestingly enough, I'm gonna actually pull one more card from this deck. There's another message or two that wants to come through. But interestingly enough, we survived and we are here. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Yes, the reminder that this is what we came here for. The reminder that regardless of what is happening, regardless of the strain that you felt like this ascension process has taken on your body, on your physical vessel, on your mind, on your psyche, on your emotional state or framework, that you have persisted, that all the greats persisted, right? And that it's okay to fail, and that there really is no failure. There's just learning. There's been a lot of learning curves, but that this is inherent wisdom. This is wisdom that has captivated our soul. And we know who we are now. We've really woken up to who we are. And many are waking up just now, and many will still wake up to who they are. So if you feel like you have friends or family, or again, even that counterpart who feels like they're behind, just know that this is their path, this is their track, and that they're exactly where they need to be, that nobody's ahead or behind. Everyone's exactly where they need to be in their story and in the story of the world and of our awakening, and that all is really working out. I'm going to touch on the astrology, guys. I've not forgotten about the astrology. I just wanted to give kind of an energetic overview, and I'll be doing a separate video over on my other channel, my sister channel, Energetic Rebel, where I'll be talking about the energies as well and how we can best work with them. Now, this is interesting. This was the card that was on the bottom of the deck along with this. And so I found this very intriguing. Deep Replenishment. I don't think I've ever pulled this card, and I've had this deck for several years, maybe 3 years. I don't think I've ever even seen this card, except maybe for the first time when I pulled out the deck to bless it. Retreat, rest, and be held. And I don't know I think these are whales and whales that are supporting her. And she almost has like this mermaid essence to her. There's very much a Lemurian energy to these cards, right? This Work Your Light Oracle, the Age of Light, right? The Age of Aquarius energy here. And it's just saying like, this is exactly where we need to be, that we need to be surrounding ourselves with water in any shape or form. We need to be retreating right now. Like the end of the year, especially December and even parts of November, were really about retreating, resting. Mars is in retrograde in Gemini until mid-January. And so that's one of the reasons why we're feeling this. But we just had Mercury turn retrograde. And as Mercury turns retrograde and Mars is retrograde, we're really feeling the need. It's all about the rewind, replenish, retreat, redo, redesign, reevaluate, all of the re's. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but anything that can take you into this plate or this state of just kind of creative assessment, but not doing so from the mind, but doing so from the heart and from the soul, and allowing yourself to really be held by the universe and by this place and time that we are in, and not feeling the need to have a goal or to get anywhere, regardless of the financial situation that you're sitting in, regardless of the uncertainties, regardless of the relationship status, just allowing everything to be as is. And I also saw at the bottom of the deck, protection. Call back your power. Yes, this is a great time to do it. December 31st, 2022. This is the last day that we will be in 2022. And of course, it is always now. So it is now, and it is also already the future. So we are already in January 1st. And some people are already there anyway, because if you're watching this from Australia, or you're watching this from different places, it might already be just 2023. So cut the cords, soul retrieval. Great time to really call back your power. Great time to sage and cleanse and purify. set your intentions. But I don't believe in resolutions. So that's one of the things we're going to be talking about in our webinar tomorrow. Is neither one of us believe in resolutions. So rather than setting resolutions and then feeling like a failure because you didn't meet those resolutions or something happened and you couldn't carry them out, we're going to be talking about setting intentions, but some, intentions that are bite-sized so that they feel very doable and you feel like you've accomplished something rather than that you failed at something. So we think that that's really important, especially right now. So bite-sized chunks of intentions. All right, so let's step into the animal energy here for 2022 as we wrap up 2022. And I'll probably pull a card for 2023, even though I'm going to be doing a separate dedicated video for 2023. So as we wrap up this year, it's a good time to reflect and journal, especially with Mercury and Mars retrograde. Mars being retrograde in Gemini, okay? That's a very interesting energy because when Mars is in Gemini, Gemini being the sign of communication, the sign of coherence, communication, the sign of clarity, and the sign of siblings. Gemini represents siblings and it represents neighborhoods and things that are close by. So it's like taking the energy back. That's why you might feel a little constricted, or you might not have a lot of energy right now, because Sagittarius is the opposite sign of Gemini. Sag is all about world traveling, world dominion, world power, expansion. And then Gemini says, bring it all home, bring it all back. So we haven't really had any extra energy to put out there. So we've had to be really careful about who and what we choose to give our energy towards. Yes. So frog. So as we close out 2022, frog comes in. Again, more water energy here. And what frog is telling us is frog speaks to prosperity. So frog also speaks to cleansing and healing, again, through the water energy. So yeah, tadpoles, survive in the water, and then frogs can live on land or water, most of them anyway, if not all of them, I'm not sure. And the frog energy, so it has the energy of air and it has the energy of earth and it also has the energy of water. And frog asks us, again, with the energy of protection and just calling back your energy and soul retrieval and cutting the cords to what has transpired in 2022, to some of the people that you have encountered, to the experiences that you had with those people. And especially when it comes to learning through pain and learning through heartbreak and feeling like the need to constantly be healing. You can cut the cords to that now. It's safe to do so. Frog energy is letting you know that your healing is inevitable. And when you heal and clear and cut these cords, you're going to feel this deep just gratitude and enthusiasm and joy for life. Like the zest for life is going to be coming back in 2023. So frog is like, to me, frog is like, let's leap into the new year with joy and zest, despite what's happened in 2022, despite what has transpired. This is an opportunity now to move things forward, to move things ahead. And this is also about rejuvenation. So what happens often is the frog can become very stressed out physically and then emotionally and mentally because it can overwork itself and then not give itself the nutrients or the nutrition or the nourishment or sleep or love or care or compassion that it deserves. So if this is you, if you've been frog and you're like, oh my God, I've been overworking and undernourishing myself all for the sake of getting ahead, all for the sake of this goal that maybe I did or didn't meet in 2022, that's neither here nor there. This is permission for you to completely relax tonight and completely, or today, and completely just understand that you're a sensitive creature and that self-care is vital and important to your journey. You cannot take care of others if you can't take care of yourself. So the people that say, oh, well, I'm a caretaker and I'm really good at that. No, you're not, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't be a good caretaker of others. If you're giving all of your time and energy to others, whether it's, a parent, whether it's your place of work, whether you're a nurse or a doctor, you work in a retirement home or a nursing home, any of those situations, if you're not going home and taking care of yourself or taking time for yourself, nourishing yourself, then you're not a good caretaker, because you have to take care of you first in order to be able to put that energy out there and for others to be able to receive it wholly. So water is an element. This would be a great time to take a bath, or if you don't have a bath, take a nice warm hot shower, cleanse your energy, cleanse your field tonight, maybe before you go out if you're heading out, and just cleanse the energies of 2022. Now let's see, what energy are we leaping into in 2023? Deer, I knew it was going to be deer. Love, compassion, the divine feminine energy stepping forward in full force here for 2023. So deer is obviously an earth energy. Now, deer is an energy that is full of compassion, compassion for self, compassion for others. I think deer is often misunderstood because people see deer as kind of being like, I don't want to say mousy, but fearful. And I don't think it's that deer is fearful. I think deer is very in tune with its emotions, very in tune with its heart, very loving, very caring. It's the mother energy. So we have the feminine energy coming through, just deep replenishment, rest, and gratitude, and holding that loving, sacred space for self. And also the energy here of deer, where deer is asking us to really be fully present and to create that nurturing and calm within oneself. Now we are in Capricorn energy. We do have a new moon that just transpired that moved us into Capricorn energy here. So we're sitting in this earthy energy to close out the year, as we do every calendar year. And as we head into the new year, we're in Capricorn. We'll head over into Aquarius and then Pisces, and we'll move forward from there. But Capricorn energy is allowing us to get grounded. It's allowing us to really feel our feelings, but to do so in a way that we feel safe and we feel protected, and we feel like we're able to do so. So I'm really happy that we have Capricorn energy to lead us through this Mars retrograde in Gemini, because this can feel very unnerving to a lot of people, and just kind of even harsh, or even just like, what the fuck energy, like Mars wants to be, Mars wants to have power and control. And right now you may feel powerless. You may feel like, I don't have control of my emotions, or I haven't had control of my life or the direction of my life. And deer is coming in saying, okay, this could be talking about, for some of you, a pregnancy or a celebration of birth that comes in here through the new year. I know I have people in my life whose birthdays are today and then in a couple of days from now. And so there's, the celebration of life is coming through really clear here with deer. And just having gentleness and compassion for everything that we've gone through, but also for what others are going through. If you think others are moving through their process too slowly, this is a call to compassion. If you feel that, others should be where you're at, or that they're behind, this is a call to compassion, and to remember that nobody is ahead or behind, and that we're all playing our role beautifully, and that we all agreed to this before we incarnated, and that everyone is really doing their best. So 2023 is going to see us moving. And what this means also out there in the world is that, and I'm going to share something. There is a realty company in Florida, but it's been operating in other states. And this company has now been sued by several attorney generals of different states. I think it's been sued by 3 states, but probably many more, because they had a scheme or some sort of, basically they were deceiving people. It was deceitful practices. It was manipulative and deceitful practices against the poor and the elderly. And I thought, wow, that's karma. This is karma for acting out of integrity and trying to steal or take from people who didn't even have it. And some of these people have since lost their homes, due to what's transpired in the world over the past 3 years. And it was just like, these people were trusting. So deer comes through as, yes, have the energy of trust and loving compassion. And also have that for yourself first and foremost. But I do think that with this energy, the feminine energy really rising and coming through and coming into power in 2023 and beyond, what we're going to see is this distorted masculine energy of greed and envy and lust and control and power start to be revealed in the world. And so this is just this is a small-ish company, but the first of many companies that are going to be revealed for their deceptive practices. Okay? Manipulative, deceptive, shameful. So I think it's really interesting that this happened, and that I happened to see that this happened. Find out about it. Body and soul. So here's the energy here of healing body and soul. So this is a good time as we wrap up this year to again be appreciative and grateful for everything that transpired. Whether you labeled it good or bad or hellish or like, oh my God, it was like walking in heaven. Just, notice the people that are still with you. Notice the people that have, maybe you've gone through things like arguments or challenging situations with people, but notice the people who are still in your life. This is an important message for someone out there or a few people. Notice the people who have stuck with you through it. Notice the people who left and let them go, and don't cling to the people that, that didn't leave, that have stayed, but just a message to be grateful for those who have seen you through it, and understand that if they're still in your life, then there's still lessons to be learned. There's still stories to be told or a story to be woven with you and them and your intertwining lives and intertwining connections. And I think that this is just such a beautiful time that it's an opportunity now to heal your body and your soul in ways that maybe you had tried to do previously and that it just wasn't possible. So definitely take the time now to nourish and rest. And again, body and soul, like this is coming through. Your body is connected to your soul, but you are not your body. Okay. You're not your body. You are an endless, timeless, eternal being. But this is the opportunity there to heal what maybe has been holding you back, or what has been maybe making you feel like you weren't able to take care of yourself as you come through. Have you guys ever heard that acronym HALT, where you check in with yourself, and usually, through closing your eyes and taking a few really deep breaths. And I like to place one hand on my belly or solar plexus and one hand on my heart, and ask yourself, am I experiencing hunger, anger, loneliness, or tiredness? Any of those things, do this right now. Hunger, anger, loneliness, or tiredness, halt. This is an opportunity to take a break and to go within. Ooh, it is what it is. Some of you, I used to hate that phrase, pissed me off. And then I started using it all the time. And then I was like, you know what? This can be a form of spiritual bypassing. I'm like, oh, it just is what it is. No, we need to take accountability and responsibility for our actions and our thoughts, right? Thoughts become things, as Joe Dispenza says. We need to take accountability for our thoughts, because they create our reality, for our actions and how they impact ourselves and others, and even our future timelines. And just taking accountability for what we've chosen to do or not do, to say or not say. So I don't totally agree with it is what it is, but I do think that there is kind of this acceptance that's coming through this feminine energy, that's this outpouring of energy that just says like, hey, let's just appreciate this, and let's just honor where we are and what's coming through. And I know many of you, I can feel the energy of excitement about what's to come, but don't forget to be here now and be where you are. Ram Dass, be here now. Don't forget to just appreciate this moment, appreciate the unsettled feeling, guys, when you can really just appreciate and love it for what it is, the unsettled feeling, or the feeling of not being able to move, the feeling of being stuck, you will get unstuck. You will start moving, things will shift. But if you're constantly like, oh my God, I'm stuck. The universe is like, oh, great. He or she wants to stay stuck. Perfect. Or you're like, oh, this always happens, or this never happens. The universe is like, oh, okay. Oh, she doesn't understand it yet. So she wants more of that. This always happens. This never happens. And you'll see, you'll be placed, or rather experiences or opportunities will be placed in your path that will prove to you that this always happens or this never happens for you. Change your language in 2023. So this is kind of like a combo reading of 2022 and 2023, but I think I'll still do a dedicated 2023 reading overall. What I'll do is I'll summarize the main astrological shifts for the first 6 months of the year, and then I'll do a separate reading, in June or July, where I talk about the major astrological shifts for the end of 2023. So that's what I'll do. All right, we have Lady Portia. Interesting. She is a twin flame. She is the twin flame of Saint Germain. And if you know Saint Germain, he is the violet flame, and he helps you cut cords, which would be great to help protect yourself. And he also helps you to reclaim yourself and your power, and also work through any karma. We want to do that before we end the year. So how will you guys be closing out your year? How will you be starting your 2023? Join us, join Whitney and I tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, because we're going to be spending a couple hours with you guys, and we're going to have a meditation in there, a guided meditation. We're going to have a Q&A, and we're going to talk about the energies. We're going to talk about how to reclaim your power. We're going to talk about, instead of setting, these resolutions that never work, how to set intentions. And we're just so excited to share that time and space with you guys. It's going to be the first of many, many, many things in 2023. Lady Portia, Divine Order. So with the help of her, and you can also call in Saint Germain, her twin flame, bringing in divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Yes, this is about karma. Where do you need to clear karma with somebody or something in 2022? Wash that out, rinse that out before we go into the new year. Go through that frog energy of spiritual cleansing and purification. Again, take a bath, take a salt bath, have a swim in the ocean, or go out into the rain. It's raining here today. Or, if you don't have any of those options, go into a lake or a river. If it's like, oh my God, it's too cold, place your feet in a bin of salt water. Do something. Take a warm, hot, steamy shower. Do something that is going to purify and cleanse. And I would suggest, this is my suggestion, you guys have sage and Palo Santo. Sage tonight, and then tomorrow light the Palo Santo to bring in that new, fresh energy, okay? We also have Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong. We know Joan of Arc, right? We know what she did. Stand strong. Use your voice for truth and power. Release the fear of persecution. Release the fear that other people aren't going to like you. This is what we're leaving behind in 2023. Or 2022. Oh, people won't like me, or I'm too much, or I'm not enough, or what if I crack a joke and no one laughs? Who cares? Or what if I say a thing and people disagree with me? Great. That's what we're here on earth for. This is Earth School. It's a classroom. What if I tell that person I love them and they don't love me back? That's okay. You'll live, you will survive, and you'll do more than that. You'll thrive. You'll learn from that situation, but you can never, it never goes wasted to express your love or express your truth or be who you are. And the more we can do this, the more we will help the world and others shift and change. So I hope this reading has really helped you guys. And I'll be talking more about the astrology of January. I'll do a separate video for the astrology of January. And over the next week or so, I'll be doing the sign readings for each sign, so you guys can access those. And then, like I said, I'll start working on the 2023 overall readings here. I plan to do them in December here, but I really needed to rest and replenish my own energy. And I'm coming back feeling much more whole and much more healed physically. And I swallowed like dust. Oh, there's that throat chakra healing there. Yes, let's do it. Let's get it out before the end of the year. So I plan to do them in 2022, December here, but I'll be doing those over the course of the next few weeks, and I'll be having the extended longer versions over on Patreon for purchase. Thank you guys so very much, and I'll see you in the new year. Happy, happy new year. Blessed be. May all the opportunities, all your desires come to light. May you receive everything that you have ever wished for in the most perfect natural form for you to receive it. May you experience joy and pleasure and peace within your heart and your soul. And may we go through this and grow together as a collective, as a community, and light a path for a brighter world. I'll see you guys in 2023. Blessings.